Hello everyone, what's up everybody? I hope you are doing well. I hope you are spending a very nice weekend if you're watching us from the TV. But if you're watching us from YouTube, I hope you are having a very good day. So welcome to the Standpoint. As usual, it's me and
Patrick, Nyonkuru, and I'm really doing good.
you're really doing good.
Yeah, first an amazing day. We are so happy to
Happy
be here
to
again.
have our guests here. Yes guys, we have our guests today, as usual of course, for our today's topic. If I start by introducing our today's topic, we're gonna talk about toxicity in the relationship. So that's what we're gonna talk about, and to discuss about that topic, we have two guests. On this side, I have
Okay, my name is Jafet Nyonguru, and I'm a teacher. I teach in secondary school. I think that's all.
Yeah, welcome to the Standpoint. We're
Thank
happy
you.
to have you here.
Thank you.
And on this other side, we have
Thank you very much for having me here.
Yes.
My name is Toxicity. I'm not teaching as him.
so it's all right.
But I'm a wiring technician, and I'm technical manager of the Store Technology company.
Welcome to the
you
Standpoint.
very
We're
much.
so happy to have you here.
Guys, we are so honored to have you.
Thank
Both
you.
of you, this is your Standpoint one more time. And as you heard, we're going to talk about toxicity in relationships. Okay, so toxicity is that thing that's, embarrass people. That's always, hurts people. They don't feel okay when, there's something that has happened toward them. For example, I do something and you get angry. It's so harmful to you. So I think that's what makes.
But that doesn't mean you are a toxic person. If you do something, that's something that may harm me.
Yeah, that's toxicity. That was
Yeah,
something which
that's
is harmful, that is negative, that is not, bringing any value added to your life. But
Yeah, of course.
Instead, it's gonna put you down or just not help you in any way. But it's going to do the opposite.
The opposite, yeah.
Yeah.
But today we are more gonna talk about toxicity in relationships, maybe also friendships. But let's start by you guys explaining to us, or maybe give us your opinion about a toxic person. Like, what do you understand by that?
Okay, thank you very much. But before talking about toxicity in relationships, let me just introduce about toxicity. Toxicity is in health. In health, toxicity, it is something that when it gets in somebody's blood, can cause that person may die. Okay. May die. Now I'm well. I'm feeling well. But if something that can toxic, harmful to me, gets into me, I'll immediately start feeling bad. Like sweets, maybe I can start sweating. I can call things like that. And toxicity. Something that is toxic, it is something that changes the state of something in nature. That can cause that thing maybe bad or worse, or even the worst. Okay, a toxic person is. Someone, I can consider something like a virus or a bacteria, a virus in things that maybe you are doing. Maybe you are doing something. You will hope to gain something. But when somebody that toxic person comes into your life, instead of gaining from what you are doing, you will start losing. He will become like a disease.
Yeah,
Yes.
like that
Like a
person is like
virus
a,
or-
yeah.
Like a disease.
It's like an obstacle
An
to your
obstacle,
growth.
obstacle.
to-
You better
yes.
use that word because when you compare a person to a virus,
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
not
Oh,
virus.
like-
Let me say, let's say
So-
maybe obstacle to one's
yeah,
growth.
yeah, sure, much
Yeah.
right. So,
Jeffet.
The Bible says a man is divided in three parts, and I mean body and spirit and flesh. So when we say spirit, the spirit, it possesses emotions, it possesses feelings. So I'm just going to a toxic person. I'm going to explain him like someone who has a bad atmosphere. I'm going to use the word atmosphere. Who has the emotions which are harmed. I think you understand me. The emotions which are harmed. Then when the emotions are harmed, because emotions are in the spirit, so there the spirit is touched. So you see a person losing his control. That's what I can say. That's all I can say about, I understand about a toxic person.
So that okay, from what I've understood, it's maybe someone who's broken inside, and maybe that person reflects what is, what's inside him, right?
yeah, sure, but let me try to contextualize. I mean, to put in our daily life, so it's it get easier to break down the topic. Because sometimes, relationships are made by different, like there's romantic relationship, there's a sibling relationships, there's a, in family, parents with kids, this, daily life. And sometimes, as we may say, sometimes at a certain extent, I do believe we are all toxic.
Well,
Yeah, sure.
on a certain level,
On
maybe.
a certain level,
Yeah.
we are all,
Okay.
but only, for example, it depends, of course. I mean, on people, because, there are people who can easily, control themselves. Keep the control of themselves. And there are others who cannot even see that they have been toxic. So, for example, in our everyday life, as I was saying, sometimes you find you are, we have like a professional relationship. So sometimes you find there's a thing that I was supposed to do, but I didn't do. Like I was.
But that
supposed to-
doesn't mean you are toxic.
Yeah, sure. Like that thing. Here it's a system. For example, it's a system. So I was supposed, for example, to do this so as you complete, so as the work be successful. And if I don't do this, you'll be angry because you not be able to start from what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
At that extent, I automatically be toxic because like I'm bringing, as he was trying to explain the three dimensions of a human being, like there's a body, soul, and spirit. So I be touching your spirit. Your spirit will not be at peace because I be like, being a barrier or an obstacle, as we're saying, to your work. You see?
Do you think that's true? From what you've heard, from what he has explained, do you think the person becomes immediately a toxic? Like, do you think he becomes toxic maybe because he didn't do something that he was supposed to?
No. I don't think it's not.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
also
not
don't think
like
so.
Okay, come on. I'm just trying.
There's someone who said we live, people naturally we live by flesh, but we come to be, this is another topic, we come to be alive when we have Christ in us, when we have, the divine spirit, which is the spirit of God that was sent when Jesus went to heaven. That's another topic, I'm sorry.
That's another topic.
Yeah, but I would just want to meet, when you hurt, that's part soul, which possesses feelings and emotions. There someone can lose the control.
Yeah.
That's where I heard you talking about it. Our topic of today is toxicity in relationship, right?
Yeah.
So when you when we say relationship, I can hear. That's why I said feelings and emotions. I concentrated on the word soul because of relationship. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
Anyway,
sure.
it's becoming too spiritual, but anyways, it's all right. But what could be the signs of a toxic person? Like if you see someone, or maybe if you're dealing, it can be a girlfriend, it can be a sibling, it can be a parent. What could possibly be the signs of someone who's toxic?
Okay, science is that. Science, are when you see somebody who always wants to know anything about you,
Yeah, that's
that person may be toxic.
You know,
And
if
everyone
someone-
who always wants to know anything about you.
especially
What-
especially sorry to interrupt, especially if it's someone with whom you're in relationship with.
Yeah.
Someone who tries to, to
What
track.
kind of relationship are you saying?
that's we say different relationship, kinds of
We talked
relationships.
about different relationships.
You
It
know,
can be
brotherhood,
Any kind of
romantic.
relationship.
brotherhood,
Yeah.
romantic,
I said relationships.
parental relationships,
Yeah.
different.
But I think they are different from relationships. It can, someone who's toxic in
That's why I'm saying.
Right.
That's why I'm saying we are all toxic at a certain extent.
Anyways,
that's my
let's-
viewpoint. That's my standpoint.
It is,
No, no,
let's first, yeah,
I'm not
maybe you can
agreed. I'm
finish.
not agreed with you. I'm
Yeah,
not agreed
sure.
with you.
It's all right.
We are not all toxic.
Yeah, we are not all toxic.
I'm saying,
I also don't agree.
I don't know why. Sometimes I never understood. So
It's all right. Let him finish first. You can go on.
Okay, I was talking. I was saying the signs that somebody may be toxic to your life or to your life. The first sign to me is when somebody wants to know anything about you, where you've been,
What you're doing.
you're
what you're doing.
what you're going next, okay, next time. Somebody who wants to know anything about you is somebody who is just
Let him finish.
who is maybe who's
Toxic.
trying to investigate into
Your life.
into your life. And somebody who wants to know anything about you may be toxic. And somebody who is very talkative, who talks about anything.
No, now that I don't agree.
Yeah, you really,
Now I
really,
don't agree.
Yeah, really. There are person who talk about anything, who don't. People cannot keep secret.
Oh, people who gossip.
Yeah, okay, people who gossip. Thank you. People who gossip. Somebody who talks, who talks gossips. Somebody who wants to know anything about you, about me, about her, about him, like that. The person maybe
Toxic.
because that information he's trying to get about you, he can use them to be harmful to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Yes.
you saying, a person who always want to know everything about you is a toxic person.
Okay,
Suppose
it depends on
It
like
depends on-
That's what I'm
which
saying.
ways
We
that
have
person-
let's only take the two examples of two kind of relationships. We have a parental relationship and like a romantic relationship. For example, you're about to get married. So, are you not willing to know what your fiance or your chick, I mean your girlfriend has been through all the day long, or you are a dad?
It depends, Patrick.
Okay,
I don't
the
think
difference. The
Yeah, sure, that's
difference.
what I wanna hear.
My fiance and I, we're very close.
Yeah, sure.
She knows anything about me.
Yeah.
I know everything about her. It will be very bad if she didn't know anything about me. Because if I find that anything that she may have hidden from me, if I find it by myself, I will immediately lose.
Yeah, trust.
It's trust in her.
Yeah, sure.
But her, I must know anything about her, and
Then you are becoming a toxic person.
And she must know anything about me.
No,
But
no, me, I understand him.
Yeah, sure,
And I do agree with him. It depends on in which manners that person is trying to know everything about you.
Okay, now you add something.
Yeah.
In which manner? You see?
Like in which ways that person is
Of
looking for information about you.
Which means a person who's always trying to get everything about is not
Yeah,
always toxic.
That's what I was
no,
trying
I've already mentioned it.
No, no.
I've already mentioned
I was trying
it.
to
I've already mentioned it. The person who wants, no, maybe you. Well, you know me, and I know you, but we're not very close. So if you start wanting to know anything about me, maybe most of the times there is an information that you were trying to get from me that could be used to harm me.
Oh, now I got it. Let's make it more practical. Have you ever been living with a toxic person? And what were, can you give us the experience? So maybe you have been in that relationship, and what was the experience?
Yeah. I've been living with my friend in church. I'm sorry, I'm just going to I'm just going to challenge you with the thing in church, because all my life I spent my life in church. My dad and my mom divorced when I was in P4, primary 4. When they divorced, I spent 2 years out of the family. I was not raised in any of the member of my family, and I was raised in church members. You hear me now?
Yeah, sure.
Pastors or deacons or, apostles. Yeah, and they're the ones who said, can you go to school? And after finish school, they say, can you go to university? They are the ones, my commanders. They are those ones. That's why when I'm speaking, it doesn't mean don't judge me, this man is just, this man is righteous, this man, no. I'm just trying to use those examples because they are the ones I'm sharpened to them. Yeah. I can say the guy, I can't mention the name, we've been living together. He used to wear my clothes in the house. We lived together. But I couldn't tell him, stop doing that. And if he could wear my clothes, he couldn't wash them. I could take that responsibility and wash them. After washing them, iron them. After having hung them on, you see it? He could come and wear them again.
Why didn't you stop him?
I may say I was not able because I was leaving to the house.
Oh, all right.
That's what I can say. But not anymore.
Yeah, but how was that person toxic then?
He was toxic because if I could tell him why, another fact that didn't push me to tell him stop wearing my clothes is that if I could talk to him, he could raise up his voice like he's right. Even if he was wrong, he could show me that he's. Then I was like, okay, let's let it go.
But he was toxic, but he was not harming to relationships. He was not harming to the relationships, because you managed to bear what he was doing to you.
He managed to?
He managed to bear, to support.
Bear.
What he was doing, and you didn't want to be harmful to relationships, because by hiding the truth from him.
But he was hurting his feelings.
He was just doing that without knowing.
Edna is right.
He was just afraid, but
I was afraid, but in being afraid, I was trying to harm my spirit. My feeling, my emotions.
Actually, the person was hurting your feelings, and he was afraid to talk back because of, he was afraid of being abused and for some other reasons that we don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think that the guy was getting toxic to the relationships. Maybe he was doing that without knowing. Maybe he was doing that, wearing our clothes. When he took them off, he could not wash them. But he just hung them back to where he got it from, without washing it, without ironing it, and it was making you feel sad. I'm happy with him.
Yeah, see, that's what.
But your relationship was still good, because if your relationship was not good, you could have set apart.
Anyways, have you lived with someone who's toxic?
Yeah.
Like, how was he toxic? How was the person toxic? It might be a she.
I was a kid. I was about 4 or 3.
And you remember that?
Yeah, he was my dad.
You were there?
Your dad?
Oh.
What?
He was my
Outside.
dad.
His dad,
Yeah.
his father.
Oh.
We were living together. It was 19, if you remember, it was 1992, 91.
Whichever year it
Yes,
was.
Yeah.
How old are we?
He was 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, I was 3. I was about 3 or
No
4.
way. And you
years.
do remember that?
Yes, I remember because it really
Hurt.
It really hurt me.
It touched you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it really hurt me.
It hurt you.
My dad, when he was back home from school, from job, he was always beating my mom.
Oh.
Oh.
But before beating her, he first bought us sodas
Oh.
to
To cheer up, maybe.
yes, okay, but we okay, and he
Closed.
he closed the doors and he was beating up my mom.
Well, and that's something that you have never forgotten.
Yeah, I will never. I cannot forget it. I can never forget it.
I want,
My mom.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask 3 or 4 of us. Let's ask ourselves a question. In that example, in that sample, can you tell me who was toxic?
Okay. Okay. Who was toxic? Who was toxic to the relationships in the family? He was my dad.
It was his dad, yeah, true.
Yes, he was my dad. Okay,
Yeah,
he was
no
my dad.
matter, no matter what behavior
Yes.
maybe the mother had.
Yeah,
he had
the
no
dad
right, he
was
had
the
no
one
right
who was,
to beat.
who was
Okay.
toxic.
There's some other ways
Oh.
My mom was always at
to
home.
solve.
She was always at home. She was doing anything to feed
Was
us.
he drunk?
Huh?
Was your dad drunk?
What?
Was your dad drunk?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes yes,
Sometimes.
sometimes no.
Sometimes
yes, sometimes no. And sometimes he's drunk, sometimes he.
Let me give you another example. I remember this man pushes me far away. I remember my dad and mom before they divorced. I said I was before. I had sons. Oh, it's okay if I say it because I can even say it in front of the church. I always say my dad caught my mom cheating on him on his bed. You get that? And my dad, when he came in house, he just said, because they called him where he was going, come back, there's a man on your bed in your room. Then he came back. When he came back, my mom heard him coming, saying, when he got in the salon, I was there with my sister. He only came and cried in us. He was holding us, sister on the left and me on the right, crying. But I was in P4. I can say it didn't shock me immediately. It shocked me after a couple of years ago as I was growing up. My mom didn't come out. The man came out and he passed beside my dad where we were sitting. I never forget that picture. When he passed, my dad told my mom, can you please put water for me in the bathroom? The mom said, yes. Then she did it. When my dad entered in the bathroom, my mom collected everything of her and left.
She was afraid.
You see? And I remember in P4, because my dad spent, I always make fun of my mom. Now, because I'm grown up, I asked my mom, what did push you to cheat on my dad? Can you tell me? Because when I was still young, everyone was putting blame. They were throwing blame to each other.
Yeah.
You see your dad, you see your mom, things like that. And now when I was in university in first, she told me, I invited her and said, Mom, can you please tell me the truth, the reality of your divorce? Why did you divorce? And she told me the reality. And I said, she said, things of bed. Your dad didn't have time for me, you see. She didn't come at home. She rarely came at home. You see, and even if he came at home, he was busy, was tired, exhausted, things like that. And I asked, why didn't you persevere? And my mom was. And do you know what my mom said? You're growing up. You see?
That's what we were saying.
My mom said, you're growing up. You're
But
growing
that's
up.
true.
You will see.
You see, she's about.
No, I mean, no. Now he's a grown man. I'm not on anyone's side.
How is that true?
You are growing up, so you may see on your way. Maybe
Yeah,
I don't know.
She said you growing up. So I just want to ask you, between both two, who is toxic to?
Yeah, that's a good question to her now.
Not to me.
No,
No, that's a question.
Because at the same,
Yeah.
It's easy for me to reply to that.
Me, I don't have an answer.
You must find the answer.
I don't have an answer to that because I didn't know them
That's what I told you
personally.
guys. You know, like.
no, Edna, no. I told you
Yeah, of
everything.
course.
Yeah, you told
Yeah.
me everything, but I can't. You can't judge someone from the things. From it, I'm sure you haven't told us everything right here. That can't be
that's-
everything, right?
That's what I was told. I
That's
told
what
the
you were
truth.
told.
You were tired.
But I got information from both sides.
But you saw your father crying. You saw your father crying.
Yes, I saw him the
Yes,
day I
you
was
saw
there.
crying.
The day of the action, I was there. I was observing.
You see,
You know, a relationship of two people, you can never know what happens inside.
No, that's what I say. You know, sometimes we, as you say, you know, we cannot be judgmental.
Yeah.
You know,
So that's why I can say-
we are all toxic at a certain extent.
Maybe.
That's why we all people, we have to be able to manage our emotions, our feelings, and be able to keep that self-control. That's why it's better, you know, we all become humble and accept that we are, you know.
Maybe that's true. Maybe you all talk.
Okay,
Maybe I don't know. Depending on
the answer of Patrick and Edna. So my parents are both toxic to each other.
I didn't say anything.
That's me. That's me. I said, that's what I'm saying.
Partners are some way to toxic to each other.
Yeah,
In
at some
some
point,
ways.
in
Yeah.
some ways,
Some ways.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, in some ways. Maybe you're in love with somebody. It's an example. You are doing something that you judge good, but that she doesn't appreciate. She tells you, Hannah, I don't think you should be doing this because I don't like it. And you say, bullshit. I will always do this because I feel happy when I'm doing this. You are being toxic to her. We need to be peaceful to each other.
Yeah,
Towards each other. When somebody tells you, I don't like this, stop doing that. When you tell somebody, I want you to do something for me, like this, do it the way he told you or the way she told you. When you are in a relationship, you are there to satisfy him or satisfy her. Not to make, to do so that you could feel happy with each other.
But you know, no one is perfect. So at some point, you have to tolerate the other person. Yeah, but
the problem is that many people, some people, do not want to change.
Yeah, don't want to change and don't have maybe that that should I call it a courage or I don't know to put up with the other person.
Yeah.
When it comes to your question, maybe our viewers will answer you and will tell you when they hear your story, like between your parents, your mom and your dad, who was toxic. According to me, I really don't know. I assume there's more than what you just told us.
That's what you think?
No,
Or
there's no more.
There is
I-
more
I-
No.
than one.
Let's
The one who was told.
There's more than what you are told.
No. Let me tell you something.
No, I think you have to be able to read between the lines. Just what I'm saying. Listen, you know, like you see, as you are saying, you know, we all make mistakes. And, you know, the qualification of somebody to describe somebody as, you know, toxic. You need to understand that that person who keeps doing who keeps, you know, poisoning the relationship. So if there's a person who keeps like, you know, you keep doing something that makes me angry, you know, you are becoming toxic to me.
Anyways, we're running out of time, so I'm gonna thank you for, you know, honoring my invite and coming to the statement. Thank you, Japhet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you also for coming here.
Thank you too for having me.
Yes, and thank you for all of you guys who are watching us. I hope you learned something from this, so stay tuned for the next one. Bye-bye.